Okay, hello everybody. My name is Curtis. I work with the Toronto Artificial Intelligence and Cybersecurity Organization, aka TAICO. If you want to learn more, you can go to taico.ca. Basically, it's a meetup where we get together, where people working in cybersecurity, people working in artificial intelligence, we get together and we talk about what's happening in the world of AI, in the world of cybersecurity. We learn about things, and one of the other things that we want to do is build some projects, right? So if you go to our website, we recently put up a new area around projects, and one of the projects that we have right now is called Baish. And so what I would like to do today is talk to you a bit about Baish. We've got a couple other videos, but you can go to this website, click on Baish. You can see we've got some other videos that sort of describe what Baish is and installing it with PipX. But what I'd like to do today is talk to you about how we recently just added Cohere support. So what is Cohere? Cohere is a frontier LLM provider. They're actually based in Canada. That's really interesting, based in Toronto. And they have models, right? Much like other providers do, they have various models. And we recently added the ability for Baish to use the Cohere set of models, right? So what I've got over here is a plain old Linux virtual machine, and I've got Baish installed, if I could type it properly. And if we take a look at the version, we can see the version that we're running at. This is, I should remind you that this is like alpha software. We're just getting started here, right? So we've got version 0.3.0a as an alpha.1. And this is the version that we just added Cohere support into, okay? And so what happens if I take a look at the Baish config file is that we've got a couple of models configured here. So you can have more than one provider, more than one model configured. And in this example, we've actually added Command R, Cohere's model, right? So we've got the default LLM, which is still Haiku from Anthropic, but we've also added this Command R model from Cohere. And so now we can use both of those models if we'd like to, right? And so I'm just going to hop over here and grab a command. And what I can do is run this command, but you can see that I've got this LLM option here, and I'm saying use Command R, which is this name here, right? So what this is going to do is it's going to say, Baish, don't use the default LLM, use the Command R LLM to analyze this file. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the Docker install file. We're going to pipe that to Baish and see what Baish and Cohere's Command R think about it, right? So we'll go ahead and run that. So this is a pretty big file. It's a pretty big install script, so it's going to take a little bit to analyze. But once we do, we can see that it's actually being analyzed by Command R. We can see that it's, returned a harm score. This is not a very malicious application. We've got a complexity score. It's a relatively large script and some explanation about it. What we can also do is take a look at the logs. So this is the log that was generated from this, and we can see that the provider was Cohere and the model is Command R+, and that's exactly what we asked for, right? And so if I take away this LLM option and run the same command, what we're going to do is, instead of running it through Command R, it's going to run through the default LLM that we had configured, right? So basically the point is you can specify using many different LLMs, as many as we support, and make decisions, sort of at runtime as to which one you actually use. And of course, we also have the keys set up here, right? So you can see we've got the Anthropic key and the Cohere key both set up. You'll need those to run, right? So we got a config file, we have the API keys, and now we can actually use either of those two LLMs to run this if we want to. Maybe the other thing that I'll talk about too is just you don't have to curl. You can also use an input. So what if I go and I just grab this Docker file, right? So we can see that it's a pretty large file. What if I just go and grab it? Now what I can do is to go bash input and use that. Instead of curling and piping to bash, we can actually use the input option and just use it that way instead of curling and bashing, or curling and piping. And so it's going to do exactly the same thing. It's going to analyze this file. It's just going to take it based on the input location, right? And so that's all I wanted to show you today. We've added Cohere support, cool Canadian company, lots of interesting work being done at Cohere. And you can go and you can use Baish, test it out, let us know how it's working as we work towards, some sort of 1.0 release, right? Thank you very much.